off the track, was a DNF. She got 0. That's making it so they must win this race. Had she walked across the line, they could finish second here and still win the team title by 0.8 points.
Yeah.
Well, there are other teams in this race, by the way. From the inside, Ohio State, Miami, Florida, and then USC in 4, Texas in 5, Oregon in 6, LSU and Texas A&M. A very strong 4x400 field, but this is what we love. It came down to the 4x4 yesterday for the men's title, won by Florida. It's coming down to the 4x400 for Oregon. With Georgia not having a team here, they just have to hope against hope that Oregon is unable to win this race. They stay in lanes for the entire first leg, and then the first full turn when they make the exchange. And Oregon and Mackenzie Dunmore, the freshman, running very strong, as is Cameron Pettigrew for the Trojans. Let's see who hands off first. It is the Trojans, just barely. You got to be so careful with these baton passes, because a bobble here means a national title. For USC, it is Amelie Ewell who will break first for USC. For Oregon, it is Deja Stevens back from that disappointment in the 200 meters. Amelie Ewell from Norway, competed in the Olympics for her home country in the 400 hurdles, but has been a workhorse in her 4 years at the University of Southern California. Now Deja Stevens with that home stretch crowd helping her along, pushing her along. LSU now in 3rd. Very close in the handoff, but USC gets the advantage on the inside. For USC, it is Deanna Hill. For Oregon, it is Alexis Guster, the senior. And for LSU, who's now in the mix, Kimber Payne. No one willing to make the move. Now Texas into 4th. It's all or nothing for the Oregon Ducks. Win or not be national champions. Not win the Triple Crown. And now Alexis Guster taking the lead from Deanna Hill and dropping in front of her. Now Hill has to come wide. Oregon is going to pass off first. Watch this baton pass. Very clean for both. So here it is. It's a foot race. Of course, it's a track meet. USC now passing on the inside. That looked clean to me. I don't see a flag. It is Kendall Ellis who finished 3rd in the 400 against Raven Rogers, the 5-time NCAA 800-meter champion. Rogers makes the move. She downshifts and goes by the 400-meter specialist. It is bedlam here at Hayward Field. Raven Rogers carrying the hopes of Oregon, and Kendall Ellis attempting to be the spoiler. It's Rogers, it's Ellis, and Oregon wins the Triple Crown. Robert Johnson with no doubt a big sigh of relief. By the way, aside from the fact that there was a spectacular race, both teams breaking the collegiate record held by Texas from back in 2004.
And let's look at how they did it. USC started off so strong right here as they make the exchange to Amelie Ewell. But you can see Deja Stevens is out for some redemption here on her leg. Here she comes in, closes it up. They pass basically neck and neck right there as the Ducks get it into the hands of Alexis Guster, the 400-meter specialist. Here she closes very strong all the way in. to Raven Rogers, but USC isn't going to make it easy on them. They get right there. Kendall Ellis puts herself in position, goes on the inside of Raven Rogers, a tough move to make, pushes Raven Rogers out to the outside of lane one. Raven Rogers makes her pay for that as she comes into the final 200 meters, going into the turn, doesn't want to run the extra distance, so she wastes no time, passes with authority, gets around Kendall Ellis very effectively right there, and then it is just the Hayward Field crowd on their feet, pulling her home. What a performance from Raven Rogers to come back after the 800 and throw down in the 4x4 to secure that title for Oregon.
For Raven Rogers, she anchored in 49.77 and Kendall Ellis with 49.63. There's all kinds of records